Today, it's all about potatoes, and I'm gonna show you how to make the crispiest oven-baked potatoes. And every time I make them, people go crazy for them. There's not a lot of ingredients, but it's really just all about the process. So let's run through the ingredients. You need golden Yukon potatoes, breadcrumbs, unseasoned breadcrumbs, Parmigiano Reggiano, rosemary, salt, pepper, and olive oil. So we got some water boiling, and yes, I know we're baking potatoes, but we're gonna boil them first before we bake them. We're gonna cut the potatoes in half, and then we're gonna cut wedges. Now some of the wedges are a little thick, like that. We're gonna cut those in half. And you're left with that. They kind of look like a mix between a French fry and a potato wedge for these potatoes. And these are great for like the holidays because when they sit, they don't get soggy. A lot of times with oven roasted potatoes, they get crispy right away and then they get soggy as they sit. And with the holidays, a lot of times food is kind of sitting out and these stay nice and crispy. So these are great to add to your holiday menu, or honestly, just like any menu. I make them all the time. They're really easy to make, and it's just a great way to take a potato and make it something special. And today we're doing 3 pounds of potatoes, and this is gonna give us 2 trays of crispy baked potatoes. So we got all the potatoes chopped. This is what they look like. Some are long, some are wide. This is kind of the cut you want. So now we're gonna add them into the boiling water. And we're gonna cook them in boiling water for about 8 minutes. That's gonna give it enough time to get like a parboil. They'll be partially cooked. And this is really the secret. This is what helps them get nice and crispy in the oven. So you definitely don't wanna skip this step. So as you put the potatoes in here, the water temperature gets cold and then it's just like kind of has to work its way back up to get hot again. But we're gonna let this cook in here for about 7-8 minutes. All right, so these have been cooking for about 8 minutes. We're gonna take them out and add them to a bowl. And you wanna drain them while you're taking them out of the water. Some people like to put these on like a paper towel. I just like to just drain it right over the pot, get all the water off of it, and I'll add it right in. And just to kind of show you what the potato looks like, it's kind of cooked on the outside, it's soft on the outside, and then obviously raw on the inside. So we'll get these in a bowl, we'll drain them. The more water you get out of them now, the crispier they'll be. So you definitely want to drain them good. And you don't want to cook them too long. You don't want them to get mushy, then they'll kind of fall apart. So these are perfect. Just enough to get the outside cooked and the inside is still raw. And this is really the secret to crispy potatoes. So now we have them in a bowl. We're just gonna kind of let them cool off in here. They cool off kind of fast. Now we're gonna add in a generous amount of olive oil. This is gonna allow all the seasonings to stick to the potatoes. We'll give that a quick mix. These potatoes are still hot. This will help it cool off. Now we're gonna add in some breadcrumbs, Parmigiano, some salt, pepper, and some fresh rosemary. And also, if you like garlic, this would be a nice time to add in some garlic in here, and you could make some garlicky, cheesy potatoes. That looks pretty good. Now you just gotta get your hands in there and mix it up. You could see that the breadcrumbs and the cheese, everything's kind of sticking to the potatoes, and this is what you want. So you're probably thinking, I could skip the boiling step and just do this, but if you do this, when you bake them, you kind of get that glossy crispiness, but this is gonna have more of that rustic, crispy texture in the baked potatoes. All right, this looks pretty good. We'll get this on a baking sheet. So we have 2 baking sheets lined with parchment paper, and now we're just gonna spread the potatoes, give them some space to breathe. in the oven. Just like that. You don't want to overcrowd these pans because that will prevent them from getting crispy. So you want every potato to have a little space. We'll go on to the next tray. And then obviously the parchment paper helps them not stick. Definitely line the sheets with parchment paper. And these cook in the oven for about an hour. And what I like to do is I'll alternate one pan on the bottom for a half hour and obviously one on top, and then I'll switch them. That way both pans get the even amount of cooking time on the top and bottom racks. So we have some of the breadcrumb and cheese mixture here on the bottom, which didn't stick to the potatoes. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take this and kind of just sprinkle it all over the potatoes. Just like that. That's really it. We'll top it all off with a little more olive oil. Just a little bit. So now all we got to do is pop these in the oven, and in an hour we'll have some crispy potatoes. An hour later, this is what you got. I broiled them for a little bit just to get a little extra crispy, and you could see how crispy these are. These are definitely the potatoes you want for dinner or a holiday. They're not gonna get soggy as they sit. All the little burnt pieces in here, you can take them out. Or if you're like me, this is kind of like the prize of making these. You get to eat all the little burnt little scraps. We'll get these on a plate. Now, as you can see, I wasn't kidding. These are the crispiest of the baked potatoes. I wasn't lying. And the breadcrumbs and cheese really creates this nice flavor crust on here. If you skip the breadcrumbs and cheese and you just boil them and then bake them, you're not gonna get this level of flavor and crisp. So these are baked, not fried. They taste great at room temperature, hot, cold. They're just great. You definitely have to try this recipe. And if you do, let me know how you like it in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe.